Hello everyone, welcome to another video. In this video we are going to create an Angular application. So here's the code for that, and the application looks like this. So it's an application for a quiz. So you can select any topic and then you can start the quiz. So you'll see the page loaded here, and there'll be a question and there'll be 4 options. Out of that there'll be one correct. Okay, so you have to choose the correct one and you can go to the next one, right? So here actually there is data that is getting fetched, so that is getting stored in the Firestore, and here's a collection and here's a document from where the data is coming here. So as you can see, when we load this application, there is a hit to Firebase and then it fetches the data and displays here. So let's see how to do this. First of all, you need to create an Angular application using Angular CLI, and once you do that, you will get a structure like this. There will be very few things in the app, like the app component and the application module. So you need to modify starting from the app component. So by default you will not have routing enabled, so you need to add routing. So for that, in the component you need to enable the routing, right? So you can mention the routes here, the URL and the component to be mapped. Okay, so once you have this, you can get started, and the first thing to load will be the start quiz page. So the start quiz page is in this component, start quiz component. So this is the first component to be loaded. Okay, so let's begin this. To run the Angular application for testing purpose, you have to use the command ng-serve. So I am using this here. As you can see, I have used ng-serve here. So when you do ng-serve, if there is any other Angular application running in your PC, or if you have that port used by any other process, so you'll get an error like this: port 4200 is already in use. Use -- port to specify a different port. So that is what I have done here. You can just write ng-serve and -- give your port. So it won't take the default port, that is 4200, and you don't have to change any piece of code for that. So just you have to use the option -- port if you want to run in a different port, and the same port number you have to use to load the application here. So you can see I'm using the port 4201 here. So when I enter this port, localhost port 4201, what happens is it goes to the app component. So let me come to the app component. Okay, so it comes here, and here we have specified the router outlet. So this is like the component will be inserted in this, right? So whatever the component router returns, that will be inserted here. So what is actually the router returning here? So if you see here, we are navigating to this route, start quiz. Okay, so to know what is the component that is mapped for this URL, we can go to the application module. Generally, people add it in a different module, like create a router module separately, and they add the paths there. So I have not done that since I have very few. So I've just included that in the application module itself. So here is the path and here's the component. So by default there is no path. So if you just do localhost 4200, there is no component mapped to that. So you can do that also. You can just specify the default path here itself and you can load the component. But I have not done that. I'm just redirecting. Once I go to the app component, I'm redirecting to a different component. Okay, so that's it for now. So one more important thing is like when you install the Angular CLI, you have to install it globally so that you can just create an Angular application from anywhere in the path, right? So you can go to any folder and you can create an Angular application using ng create. So for that, the Angular application has to be installed globally. But once you create it, and it stores the local in the local repository, it stores the CLI version again. So here you can see there's a mismatch because I have updated my Angular CLI version, the global Angular CLI version here, and the local is not updated. So I've just, it is the same like when it was my global CLI version was 6.15. That is the time I created this application. So it remains same. I just updated my global Angular CLI version and I did not update my local. So you will see this message, your global Angular CLI version is something that is greater than your local, and the local version is getting used, right? Okay, this is another important point I just wanted to update you guys. So let's jump into the code and see how we can connect to React, sorry, not React, connect to the Firebase database, the Firebase JSON database, which is here. You can see it here. This is a database which I'm using. So the same thing is getting fetched here. If I add something here, it will get updated there also. So if I add something like document ID React Native, just put ID. Let's make sure we are adding the same thing. Okay. ID and description. Okay. I'll just add a new one. React Native. ID is React Native and description is React Native. That's it. I'm just saving it here, and it's coming here. You can see it here. So you must be wondering, I did not refresh the page, but before that itself it came automatically. So that is because we are using the observable framework. So in earlier models we used to have an HTTP call, and then using Ajax we used to get the data, right? So here what we are doing is we are using the observable framework, and let me just go to that. Okay. So what we are doing is just returning an observable, right? This is going to fetch the collection and it is going to return an observable. So if anything gets changed here, it will reflect automatically, right? So we can add another subject here. What should we add? Add Azure. Okay. Okay, add a description. Azure. See, you cannot see that here right now. Okay, so once I click on save, it comes here without even a refresh. Yeah. Okay. So this is made possible due to observables. So how to use observable is from the service you need to return the observable, and in your component class you just have to subscribe to the observable, right? Okay. Let me search for this. What is my quiz service? Okay, just doing a search here. Okay, so this is how you need to do. Call the service and then subscribe, and in case of any changes in the service call, this will get automatically updated. So that's all for this video, guys. In the next video we are going to discuss in depth of how to connect to the Firebase TV, and how do we implement the other logic here, and how do we handle all the actions like this, right? So hope this helps. Thank you. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.